Hello.
Hey girl, did you see what I saw?
Probably. This time I'm gonna say probably. Probably.
It was
Hey, let
kind
me
of a
say
lot
this
to see
first
this
before we.
week.
It is, but let me say this first before you get started, and then I get started behind you and we get off track. Hello, I am Joyce.
And I'm Tamia.
Hey guys, let's get started. Let's get started. Before we get really into it, because I've been talking about this a lot for the last couple of weeks about the red dress and the pink dress. This was the episode where we saw the red dress, so we now know
Mm-hmm.
that red dress was not pink and that was Andi and not Penelope, and that it was not some kind of hostile takeover, because in the previews it kind of looks like a hostile takeover. Really,
Yeah.
really playing. And see, in the previews it kind of looked like they were walking on the outside of a building, because if you look back at it, there's a person in the background. You probably didn't notice it, but there's a person in the background as they're walking past, like that window. You can see a person standing there. It's a woman.
Mm.
Moving on. So it wasn't a hostile takeover. The dress was not pink. It was not Penelope. It was red. I mean, it was Andi. But anyway, so moving
Mystery
on.
solved.
Yeah, because I don't want people to think I'm just picking and then just, I don't want people to think
Crazy.
I'm
No.
dumb, but I don't want people to know. That's this victim of what you said. You called me crazy. I called myself dumb. But anyway, I'll let that slide. Let's talk about Andi first.
Hmm.
I'll start.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah.
Good, good, good.
Oh,
Because
no,
I'm
I was
always the
just
one
going to
that
say I
starts.
love the conversation that her and Fatima had and her honesty, about Zac approaching
Right.
Karen at that moment because that was an inappropriate time.
It was. Not only was it an appropriate time for Zac to show up and do that, Andi was right when she basically said, look, I can't talk about this right now because I got this other
Mm-hmm.
stuff going. And that was
Yeah.
good. Now, I put myself in Fatima's shoes. If I was Fatima, I would have been my feelings might have been kind of hurt, but that's just me because I'm real sensitive, but I would have felt like, dang. But that's just
What
me.
about what part? When
When
Andi
she,
said that?
right, when she said, when she basically was like, I felt like she was saying she wasn't getting involved with the situation, but maybe that's not
Mhm.
exactly what it was. But
Yeah.
didn't it feel like she was like, okay, look, I'm not getting ready to talk about Karen, you know better?
Well, yeah, yeah. And which, normally they do have those boundaries, and
Yeah.
Fatima normally tell her, well, I know that you're not going to, basically
Mm-hmm.
say anything. So, yeah, she couldn't really expect her to say too much in that moment because she not, it's just still
Yeah.
that boundary still, even though they good friends, but still,
Right. Okay, well, maybe it's just me. But Andy's
Mhm.
outfit, it was speaking to me. What I'm seeing in fashion, I'm the colorful all over the place person, but I know on television you have to wear a lot of solids. But that outfit, oh my God, it was, I don't know what color that was. It was like a mix of magenta, burgundy, or whatever, purple. But the
Mhm.
layer on top of layer, same color, yes. I'm definitely going to try. It may not be that color. It's probably going to be black. But it was really nice. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Anyway, moving on with
The
Andi and,
fashionista notice.
okay, all right, the sharp cuts and the darts and all that good stuff. But
Yeah, that's
moving
the
on,
seamstress in
Andi,
you.
yeah, try to be. But
Mhm.
Andi and Jordan, Jordan is not growing on me, not really, but he's
No,
starting to
I'm
seem
sorry.
more masculine.
I was gonna say, and I promise I'm not being funny when I say this, but they probably should have put him and Maurice together.
Ooh, ooh, yes. And then Maurice's new man, yes, yes, I could see that. But he might not have been, that wasn't Tyler's plan.
I'm sorry, but no, at the table, it was something when Andi said something and he was like, "Uh-oh."
And I missed it, but he probably was just playing.
No, I'm
He
sorry. That
wasn't?
ain't sound I mean, yeah, he was playing, but that ain't sound right.
Oh, okay. He was sounding like he looked. But
Yeah.
I like that she likes him. And I don't feel like she's liking him just because she's getting away from Gary. I think that she genuinely likes him. Do you think so? Or do you think she's just trying to rebound, trying to just move past what happened?
No, I think she genuinely like
Okay.
him. I guess, well, see, but I guess where the confusing part is that that transition, even
Hmm.
before Jordan, when she was trying to leave Gary alone, I still wasn't sure if she was serious or if she was playing the game with Gary. So
At the
is she
beginning,
really done with him?
wait a minute, something just came back to me. Remember, Jordan knew who I guess ran that date site, the dating app. What happened to that? I mean, not Jordan. I meant to say Gary. Whatever happened to that?
Hayden, was it Hayden that knew or somebody or Gary that
No,
knew?
Gary came into the office. He said that he knew.
Mhm.
So I don't know if he said that he knew. No, I'm sure that he said that. He didn't say that he knew somebody that was on there because that's not a conversation.
No, I can't. Was he talking to Hayden when he said that? He did say that he knew who was behind the app or something.
Right. I thought he was talking to
Hayden,
Andi.
wasn't he? Oh, I
Oh,
thought he was talking
yeah.
to Hayden. Girl, I don't know. That's
But
something we're
it's
gonna have to go
still
back on.
that information still just kind of like disappeared, whether it was Hayden or not.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think that he was talking to Andi. I don't know.
Mhm.
But anyway, moving on. Things did kind of get confused when they changed the Jordans because she was already transitioning from her relationship with Gary. So now we got this. She's going through this thing with Gary and Penelope. And then when we come back,
Mhm.
Jordan is a different person. I didn't expect her to stay on with Jordan after everything blew up because I felt like she was going to be so hurt as she started to go back into her feelings about Gary, but that's not what happened. So now I'm
Yeah.
looking to see what's wrong with Jordan. It's not that he's perfect to us because we still mourn the loss of the other Jordan, but
Yeah.
there's, I don't feel like he's perfect, but he's perfect. So it's got to be something
Well,
in there, especially.
okay, so
Mhm.
remember my original feelings about him was that something was going to be shady and something I was just waiting for something to happen. But then I kind of got away from that because I was like, okay, well, maybe he is straight. But now I'm starting to feel like that again because Fatima kind of put out a warning. Did you catch that?
Yeah, be careful or watch for the red flags.
Yeah, yeah. She was
She
telling
said,
Andy to watch, just yeah. So
she's
that
saying you were
kind of made
happy
me feel
before
like
with
that
Gary.
meant something.
But see, not
So,
only that, I don't mean to be negative, but in all honesty, he's a
mhm.
politician. Come on now. Come on now.
Yeah.
He's a politician. So
You got a
that's
point
kind of,
there.
yeah. But Fatima told her, I like how happy you are with him. And then she went back and said, but you were happy with Gary also. So that kind
Mhm.
of, I don't feel like she was being a bad friend by saying that. She was just kind of
Mm-mm.
ushering her back in to reality
Yeah.
just a little bit. I
'Cause
don't
we
feel
can
like Andi
sometimes
has
get
gone,
blinded by that initial,
yeah, of course.
feeling like we falling in love. So,
Right.
yeah.
Especially when you're going from, you transfer your emotions a lot of times if you don't sit still
Mhm.
for a minute. I'm not trying to put on my psychology hat, but that's the truth.
Yeah, it
Anyway,
is. It's true.
hmm like I hate men, so like, look, the next one is gonna catch it. No, but
That's the
seriously, that
difference
is.
between good advice and a hater's advice. Cause some friends can be haters.
Yes, and that's not right, and that's definitely not what she's doing because I
That's
feel,
not
well, we
what's how
both
she
feel like
was.
she's a
Mhm.
good friend.
Yeah.
Although even though she's not battling in it to be a best friend like Karen is, I feel like,
Mhm.
well, Angela's Fatima's best friend, or Angela and Fatima are best friends. No, let me see.
Yeah.
Angela, Fatima is Angela's best friend. So
Mhm.
Fatima is Angela's best friend. But is Angela Fatima's best friend? That's what I was trying to say. Got it together because a lot of times that's
Oh.
kind of like how that goes. And then I say that to say that I'm thinking that Andi is Fatima's best friend. I'm having such a hard time. I
Mhm.
just went somewhere with that because that could very well be the case in life. But anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys. Anyway, um, I mean, I just wanted to put it out there because there's a lot of presence between the two. Did you just
Mhm.
hear my phone? But there's a lot of presence between the two. But moving on, I think that's about it. Wait, let me go back. That's not all with Andi and Jordan. Andi and Jordan are having this playful moment. The one we were talking about. Well, I've been the main one talking about this red dress. They were having this playful moment. I have no idea where they were going. Where were they supposed to be going? Out to dinner, I think.
Yeah.
But
Or
if
you
I,
talking
I
about when
got
they
up,
was leaving dinner?
when they were having that playful moment,
Yeah.
Gary, I don't know how he knew where she was going to be, but Gary was there. Wait, let me back up. Why is Gary so pissed off that Jordan might win? What's going on with that?
I don't know, because he dogged Andi so much, and she was every name under the sun. But
Yes,
now
he's
he
so upset.
stalking.
He's sitting outside snorting, playing with his nose, just looking very
Right.
dumb. Who knew that he was an entire
Crazy
crackhead? I
behind. You right though.
didn't
Like, I knew he was a nut, but I didn't know he was a
right,
crackhead and a nut.
girl, an
That's not a
entire
good mix.
cokehead at all. At all. But
Mhm.
anyway, I will get back to Gary. I just had to throw that in. No, we need to go ahead and finish Gary out. Gary hates Penelope.
Girl, I know. And you know what? I'm starting to feel like
Mhm.
that about Penelope. If she don't quit being dumb, she's
She's
just doing
very
absolutely
dumb.
too much. It's like to the point where I'm almost hoping she get caught. Like, cause what are you doing?
Well, he did catch her when she was in his drawer, but why did he catch her,
Yeah,
but she couldn't catch him when he was sorting through her purse?
right.
Why is she still looking
She
for
is
stuff when
doing
there's
way
nothing
too
left to
much.
find? In reality,
Right.
and we all been cheated on and deceived. At one point, it stops. I'm not
Mhm.
looking for anything else after you showed me your hand.
Right.
You've shown me that you are
Mhm.
exactly who I thought you would be, or you are exactly the opposite of what I was
Yeah, cause
looking
like
for.
that's not enough. Like,
Right. And then for her to tell Andy he's seeing somebody else too. I think that was last week. At this point, I don't think Andy cares because she's seeing somebody else too. And Penelope need to go ahead
right.
and wait for this baby that I don't even think that she's pregnant with. Because if her stomach gets
Mhm.
smaller, one more episode. I mean, that's probably just
I
like a
know, cause they're not even
wardrobe
putting much
malfunction.
emphasis
But
on
look,
her stomach.
right, and that could be, and I just said it could be a wardrobe malfunction on both ends. They could purposely be trying to show us that she's not really pregnant. I'm probably going too far with it. But anyway, she doing too
It could
much.
be because I mean, for a little while she couldn't stop holding her stomach and stuff and rubbing
Right,
her belly.
right.
But now she
And
ain't really
somebody
doing
that's
all of
really
that.
pregnant ain't about to be rubbing all on their belly and stuff unless they want attention. I just wanted to share that. I could be wrong, but she was just
Mhm.
patting it a little too much. Karen ain't doing all that. Hey, Karen, how Karen get bigger
Not
than
no
her? We
more.
talked about this before.
Yeah.
Karen just ballooned, and this one's stomach getting smaller. But anyway, moving
She
on.
sure did.
She fell down in that chair like nothing behind Gary's desk. She didn't bend or nothing. She sat up in there like
Mhm.
we was sitting. Neither one of us are pregnant, are you?
Right.
But anyway, looking at my notes. Oh, when Penelope bought that lunch, remember he was like, "Get this ass out of here." What's his name?
That was
Hudson.
hilarious.
It was because he didn't even care
I
to
don't
look
know
in the
what his
bag.
name is. But that
I
was
think it's
so
Hudson
funny.
or something. It was
He
hilarious because
sure did.
I really felt like he wanted that bag away from him. I personally would
Yeah.
have wanted the bag away from me because the bag didn't have no grease stains on it. That's not good food if the bag is not greasy. I'm just
You
saying.
know what?
The bag didn't. There was no grease. I need to know that there's something in this bag that's not good for me so I can enjoy it fully. But anyway, so Penelope, he's sick of her. Well, what's weird about it is Penelope was. Why was he so into her in the beginning and putting Andi down? I mean, that kind of happens, but that didn't make sense. With Hayden, he said that did he
Mm-mm.
say I like her? Did he say he didn't love her, that he liked her? I don't remember him saying he loved her. Is that the case when they were listening and they didn't realize it when Fatima and Andi could hear him and Hayden talking in the office?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So I don't know. She need to go have several seats. She really does, because at
Yes,
this
she
point,
does.
if she don't hurry up and turn into something else like an FBI or somebody that dropped dime, there's going to be a problem.
Right, that's what I'm waiting on because otherwise, like, what's all of this for? Like, that's enough, and that's probably why, like you said, Andy is going to really start not caring because for me, everything that's already been found out, that's enough.
It's really enough.
I mean, ain't nothing else to look for.
But see, for Penelope, she doesn't have a distraction. Andy got Jordan.
That's
She
true.
doesn't have a distraction.
Yeah.
She feels more tied
I
with
mean, the
him
only
if she
thing I
really is.
guess right now that I would be trying to figure out, yeah, is maybe the other name and why why he got a passport in another name. But mm,
Well, maybe
I
because he
don't
about to
know.
try
I
to get
mean, I
her
really
daughter
wouldn't
there.
even care about that no more either.
Okay,
Yeah,
stop
with
talking.
all the
Stop
FBI
talking.
stuff
But
going on and everything.
we just had some technical issues. We did.
Oh, really? It look like it's
Okay.
still going on my end.
On my
It
end,
say
no,
high quality.
it froze at 9:58. I'm sorry, 9:48.
It stopped.
I mean, it's still going on. Sorry, guys. We were having some technical
Oh.
difficulties. I don't know what you guys missed. We were in the process of talking about Penelope, I believe. So we can kind of go back over that. Penelope basically has nothing to do. This is a recap. She has nothing to do but to focus on Gary, whereas Andy has a whole new man, Jordan. So
Mhm.
Penelope is picking at straws, and it stopped again. Oh God, it started back up. This is ridiculous. You want to go ahead and continue to record?
Yeah, we can continue on.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry I'm having connection issues. I can't stand this. So we'll just try to keep pushing through. Anyway, so Andy's moving on with her happy life with Jordan. So we'll see. We're still trying to figure out
Mhm.
who dropped Dime.
You talking about with the
Okay, we're
FBI
having too
coming in?
many issues. It went out again, but it came back on.
It sounds super clear on my end.
Sorry about that, guys. We had a little hiccup in our recording. Long story short, we're going to pick up where we left off at.
Yes.
Back to this about Karen and Jordan, and we all missed the old Jordan, and
You mean
we wish.
Andy and Jordan?
I'm sorry, Andy. Not a technical difficulty, it's me. And we like old Jordan for her, but here's the thing: Maurice has a new love prospect. So wouldn't you agree that perhaps this new Jordan could switch with Maurice's new love prospect?
I totally agree.
And the reason why, guys, is because this new I wish I knew Maurice's new love prospect's name, but he just seems so
Masculine.
manly. Yeah,
Mhm.
just manly. So I kind of wish that they could switch that around without going further into that information. Let's move right along. Well, back to Maurice. Maurice is hilarious than ever, but I still feel so bad for him because he's looking for love. I mean, we all, well, not you, but generally, everybody wants to have a connection with somebody. It's like a universal thing. Before Maurice, he
Mhm.
can't catch a break. He working for OnlyMans Only. Is it OnlyFans Only on here? OnlyMans Only. That's just my little joke. But anyway, so he doesn't have a concrete job, and he's back at the club.
Mhm.
It was funny though.
Yeah.
I was asking him questions, and he was like, "That's fifth date questioning or whatever." That was hilarious, but I wish they would do better with Maurice, because why he got to be the one that's suffering so bad? Just why?
I know. Yeah, 'cause he gonna end up getting hurt again. And he's it seemed like he had his guard up at first, but then he started kind of falling for it, even throwing that hen out, asking for a sex on the beach drink.
Yeah, yeah. And the
And
guy,
I was
I
like,
looked
oh
at him like,
goodness.
okay, is he on board with that? Because I was just looking for
Right.
a reaction, but obviously he is. Because I'm not just saying
Mhm.
he got to be coming to the. Okay, well, he found him on the site, or they found each other, however it goes, on that site. That site is, I don't know, it's kind of sexual. So
Mhm.
the people on there are looking for, I think, are looking for that. I've never been on anything like that, but based on what I've been seeing on television. Anyway, so hopefully Maurice makes a love connection.
Yeah, he
Hopefully
been
he
through
does.
too much. He got to be careful though. Don't move too fast.
Yeah, yeah. Hayden. What is Hayden up to? Did you see the part when he was in the office shaking that guy's hand? I don't know who the guy was. He must be a higher up. And Andi was
Yeah.
looking. I don't know who that could have
And I
been.
know I was kind of before I think it was last episode, I was like, I don't know why he gunning out for Andi, but they both want partners, so
Right.
yeah.
So all of a
I'm
sudden
like,
now, Hayden wants to be back friends with Gary. I guess because he feels like they have a common denominator, and that's destroying Andi. But see,
mhm.
Gary doesn't want to destroy Andi, does he?
Gary want Andi.
Right. So maybe he's just doing that because that's all he can do. That's where his emotions are taking him. Gary
Mhm.
was fed up when Hayden called him. He was like, "Okay, what do you want?" But I'm not sure. I think it's next episode when Gary's going to show up over Hayden. Yes, next episode Gary's going to show up over
Mhm.
Hayden's. So Hayden and his wife are still together.
Right, yeah.
Even though we kind of love to hate Hayden, I hope that they stay together.
They might as well at this point. I
Yeah, so
mean,
hopefully they'll stay together.
yeah, might as well.
So moving on, yeah, because, yeah, let them go ahead and stay together, stay out of everybody else's way. Sabrina's
Yes.
boyfriend, at this point, I think they need to break up because they don't want the same things.
Mhm.
They
I
don't want the
agree.
same things. I don't feel like she should have told him that she was going to freeze her eggs, because if they're not making plans and you know that this is a temporary relationship, then you don't need to tell him about your permanent decisions.
Did she tell him? I was multitasking. Did
Yeah,
she tell
she
him?
told him.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
And,
Mm.
and
And what was his reaction? Because I missed that part.
I think he said something like that. That would be good for you, or something like that, along those lines. So
See,
she didn't get
yeah.
what she was looking for, and he really didn't get what he was looking for,
Mhm.
because he was kind of looking off when he walked onto the other side of the cafeteria. I mean, restaurant. But anyway, he was looking the hospital cafeteria.
I'm about
But
to
he
say you
looked
throwing shade at that man restaurant.
kind of, sort of, kind of. But he was looking kind of off when, they parted ways. And so it really
Mm.
made me mad, because I don't feel like it's something. Okay, it's okay to tell your friends, look, I'm freezing my eggs because I would like to have children eventually. I don't feel like she should have told him that. The
Um,
relationship. Hmm.
you don't feel like she should have told him that, right?
Right. Okay, I
Yeah,
probably made a
I
mistake.
agree.
But she shouldn't have told him
Yeah.
that. Now, there's a strong possibility that he might change his mind, because it's having an effect on him. So he
Mhm.
might change his mind, but I think that she kind of jumped in too fast, a little,
Mhm.
just a little, because it's only been 3 months or so. It was a 3-month break,
Yeah.
so we don't know how much time went by in the little ending of the last season. But it's very soon. I mean, you
Mhm.
should talk about your goals as far as what your relationship
Yeah.
goals are. That's important. I don't feel like you should just be in there and dating and you in your 30s.
Mhm.
Let's have a concrete plan. But
Right.
this kind of came out of nowhere. And if he doesn't change his mind, because we know she's not going to change hers, this is going
Mhm.
nowhere fast.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
going nowhere fast. So,
Yeah, it changed the whole dynamics of the relationship, and they're not striving for the same goal. So it's like it's no way that that can work.
yeah. And I think because he's been divorced already, right?
Yes. Yep.
This is not a good match. It's not a good match because
Mhm.
she's never had not saying that she's never been divorced, but him being divorced adds, I believe, just a little bit more to his luggage, like the decision that he made as part of his luggage. So it just kind of brings in just a little bit more into the relationship. So I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't think it's going anywhere. But Sabrina and Maurice, when she called him and was telling him about the girl that works there, I don't know her name, and he called her Pinky in the Brain.
Paige.
Yeah,
Girl, yes. Now this is I wish ooh, I when I was watching that, I was like, "Oh my God, I wish Maurice was there to work with her."
yeah. Hopefully, when it all comes down to it, because we know Maurice is going to return. Hopefully he'll be coming in while
Mhm.
she's leaving out, and that would be hilarious. But she didn't even know what she was doing. She's too busy trying to find fault in Sabrina's work, and she over there messing up, making messes that
Mhm.
Sabrina has to clean up. So she's out of there, and it's only a matter of time before they get Maurice back in there. What I liked about them working in the bank is because it tied into their lives. Like Q, that's
Yeah.
how her and Jacoby met each other. Calvin was
Oh,
coming
sure
in
is.
there. Zach was coming in there with his money. It really played a part in the whole storyline. At first I was like, "Wait, what is this?" Anyway, so hopefully Maurice will
Mhm.
he'll get back in there. It's funny because how he talks to her, but she just goes right over it because she's used to him.
Yeah.
She's used to him, and they're really good friends, so I like that. Moving on to
Mhm.
Karen. Karen, before we even started talking about Karen, did you see what she had on? You didn't. All you saw was that dress, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just
You know me, I
what
don't
color
really
was the dress?
It was cream or kinda
It was
yellowish, wasn't
yellow.
it?
Okay, I just wanted to make
Okay.
sure that we saw the same color because this right here, Karen, underneath that yellow dress, had on black tights.
You know what? You notice everything.
Black tights, and it looked like there might have been. My colors are off, guys. Now we know those was black tights and that was a yellow dress, but the shoes. What was that? They were like, I know you didn't see them. I've seen your picture.
I didn't notice them.
Terrible, terrible.
Mm.
I was just looking for her to click her heels and get back home for real because it was
You
giving
know what?
Wizard of Oz. Like it was giving Ding Dong the Wicked Witch is dead. Like what were
Imma have
those
to go
shoes?
back and see them shoes.
I don't think I saw a picture. I didn't see him on the show. Somebody posted a picture.
Oh,
So it's not like you probably gonna
okay.
be able to look at the show and just look at her legs like that. But that was a mess. That was a mess. So whoever
Yeah.
did that, shame on you. Shame because that was a mess. Karen could have had on Karen didn't even have to have on anything on her legs. She could have did a nude leg with an open toe because if my memory, which is totally bad, those look like they could have been open toes. But I'm gonna look back. But
Mhm.
the point is that was off. Okay, that was bad. Anyway, so back to Karen. Zac wants this test. She's not willing to give it to him, and she knows why. The way she looked when she said,
Mhm.
"Well, it's your baby because it's not Aaron's." What? She
Yeah,
purposely
she know
did
that
that.
she's still not sure.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
So, I don't know what's going to happen with her and Danny after Danny came in there being drunk. Eventually, like you said, it'll come out. But hopefully, it never comes out
Yeah,
that Danny
Danny was feeling
guilty.
guilty, and that's why she did that. She went in there, kind of inebriated and all of that, but then Karen shut her up. But Karen was thinking it was just because she was
Right.
drinking,
Right.
But later on, I think it's going to be an issue between them.
You told him that, didn't you? You told him.
Mhm.
So yeah, it
Yep.
probably will be. But Zac,
Mhm.
he bad timing at the salon
Very bad
grand
timing.
opening.
Mhm.
I don't know if we talked about this before, but this was probably at the beginning of the season. Karen said that Fatima was jealous of her. Do you remember that? I think she was talking to Pam.
Ah, slightly, yeah. No.
Okay. So the reason why I brought it up is because she was saying how Zac was coming up there with the questions because it was coming straight out of Fatima's mouth. It sounded like something Fatima would say. Little does she know, Danny also.
Mhm.
But she needs to stop
Yeah.
Fatima as his mate. not only just his mate, a
Mhm.
very close girlfriend would look out for him. And she's not malicious. She's not sitting up there, well, this ain't your
Mm-mm.
baby, blah, blah, blah. What she's saying is, let's be sure before we proceed. But Karen's never going to say that.
Right.
And I don't know. Fatima said that Karen was obsessed with, I don't know if she said she was obsessed with Zac, but she said that she wanted him back. But the thing is, in this situation, people are saying it's because he has money now. He's doing things differently. I believe that has something to do with it because he's now being the Zac that she wanted him to be. But because there's a
Mhm.
competition on her side, because Fatima never shows that she's in competition with Karen. If it
Mm-mm.
all came down to it, Karen wouldn't even want Zac. She wouldn't
Mhm.
even want
Nope,
Zac
sure
because
wouldn't.
Zac is still who he was,
Mm-mm.
but Zac is a different person with Fatima, but he's still
Right.
Zac. And a
Mhm.
lot of women don't understand that each person like even in friendships, each person pulls
Mhm.
something out that's different. No two people are going to
Exactly.
pull out the same thing. So I don't think that's what it is.
Right.
But Karen wouldn't even want Zac.
No, she
She's just
wouldn't.
doing something. Her and the delivery
Mhm.
guy.
Now, where did okay, I wasn't understand. Maybe I missed something in the last one because I'm like, why is he still hanging around? Wasn't he just supposed to be delivering something? Did they invite him to stay or something?
Obviously, let me see. I don't know if they invited him to the grand opening. Maybe he showed up to do a delivery and she just was like, help yourself or whatever. I don't remember. But he is hanging
Yeah.
around. He is hanging around. They're starting to
Mm-mm.
make it. He's a very attractive man.
Yeah,
It's
he
just that
is.
that little broom that he got going on the top of his head is decreasing his stock, dare I say. It's just kind of
Mhm.
like, but he's a nice looking guy. And I see how they're playing it between him and Karen. So they'll probably get
Mhm.
something going. But see, the interesting thing is Zac might get a little jealous.
Yeah, I was kind of seeing that when the guy stepped
Mm-hmm.
over there
And Zac better slow
and
down because
Zach, yeah, I know.
Paul almost caused him to have an asthma attack in the elevator. I mean, yeah, in the elevator. He almost had an asthma attack when he shook him up because what are you doing? But anyway, so
Uh-huh.
this guy, I was having a hard time because Karen had on that yellow dress and then she had on a black one, and I couldn't understand. Had the date changed?
Yeah, I
Okay,
got
okay.
confused too. So
Hmm.
you talking about yeah,
The
the
date changed
close to one of the
because
last episodes.
right,
Yeah.
because if the date changed, he was. Where did he come from? I
He
mean, it's
came and delivered
okay,
something
okay,
again.
okay. So the day must.
I was the
Okay,
same
so
way.
they must
Yeah.
have changed because Andi had on something different. It's just that
Yeah.
the way they're doing it, the day has changed on some scenes. I guess the other scenes got to catch up.
Yeah. But going back to the original day where Zach came,
Hmm.
just so glad that her mother is back in the scene.
We're still
Back,
waiting for
that they
somebody to
brought the
call
mama
her.
back.
Remember, nobody called her.
Girl, they ain't never, yeah, they messed up on that preview.
Yeah, they must. I don't
But
know.
I'm just glad that she there to
Hmm.
talk some sense into Karen. That seemed to be the only
Yeah.
one that she listened to. And her train of thought, she just so wise and so
And she
fair,
gives
you
her the
know?
opportunity to make her own decision. She lays it out there.
Yeah.
But she also
Mhm.
lets her know when she's wrong. And I think that's a wonderful
Right.
daughter mother relationship. Now
Yes.
with me and my girls, I'll be like, look, blah 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 blah. What you gonna do, player? Like, what's
It's so
next?
silly.
But Karen, this other guy, Rico, that everybody's talking about, that was her, I guess her sneaky link in the early days.
Mhm.
I don't know. Because she's not outright saying, and she did not outright get Zac's DNA for this test. She's not
Mhm.
outright saying. And then for her to say, we don't need you, or something she said, I don't need you to help me take care of our baby. First of all,
Yeah, she made me so mad with that.
yeah,
Like, don't be trying to X him out the child's life just because he
yeah,
said something you don't like.
yeah, that's just
That's where her bitterness is
and just
coming
something to
in.
hang over his head. So that's all it is.
Mhm.
Fatima
Yeah.
excuse me, I just cut you off. Fatima got some material pertaining to little Michael's education and therapy. Did they ever say
Mhm.
that he was autistic? Was it ever said?
No,
Okay.
they never said
I wonder
no.
if they're staying away
No,
from
they
that
were talking about having to
to
take him to the
therapy, right.
doctor.
So
Yeah, but
maybe
no.
that's their way of saying, I mean, he could, of course he needs therapy after all that he saw. But because he's so
Mhm.
young, 3? Is he 3?
Mhm. I think
4? I don't
so.
know. But if he's that young, I don't know. I didn't study child psychology. We never talked about it when I was in school. I guess because that wasn't my expertise. But for psychological testing or therapy, I would think, well, the test would be easy, but I would think it would be difficult. So that's
Mhm.
why I'm thinking that it's autism, because that's what I was doing. Looking at him, I'm like, okay, maybe that's what they're talking about, because I did have a client that was 3, 4 years old. So it's
Yeah.
kind of, but I think that that's what's happening, but they're not saying it for whatever reason. But anyway, I think it was
Right.
really,
Probably, I mean, dragging it
hmm
out like they do everything
but
else.
still, he's never said anything. Like, I don't know.
I mean, they haven't gotten a chance to take him nowhere, to a doctor or nothing. So
Yeah, but wouldn't he say
if they did,
anything?
they would just be going off of their own assumption.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but that was very thoughtful
Mhm.
of her. She's very
It was.
wifely. She's, it takes time to do that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. And then, have your
Yeah.
own life. But that was really sweet. It was nice.
Mhm.
Um, okay, we talked.
Oh, but back to Karen real
Hmm.
quick. I didn't like the way she kept dismissing
I didn't
Pam
either.
either,
I didn't either.
not
I
wanting
don't
her
like,
to tell her something like, yeah.
she always shutting her up and telling her to get back to work. It's the relationship at this point is deeper than her just working. She was there with her when she was in the
Mhm.
hospital. That's not just your,
Exactly.
yeah, she's not just your employee. She has become your friend. She's not even an associate or an
Mhm.
affiliate anymore. She's your friend. And it's
Right.
okay because y'all been tied together for so long. She helped her get that salon back up. She was helping her when she was on social
Mhm.
media. So she just, Pam,
Yeah.
get back to work, or Pam, I'm not gonna talk about this with you. What? Then who? Then
Yeah.
who? Pam is the best person for you to
Right.
talk to because nobody else has anything
Yeah.
else invested in the relationship and in Zach's their relationship with Zach.
Right, and she not just telling her what she wanna
Yeah.
hear, that was, she was being a true friend in that
Mm-hmm.
moment and stuff, Karen just don't want nobody only person she don't dismiss like that is her mama, and that's why it's important for her mama to
Yeah.
be around, but anytime somebody trying to give her some good solid advice and, just, instill wisdom, she don't wanna
And
hear
then
it.
what happened? You said she took out a business loan that she did not use the money that Zach gave her.
Right.
Okay, because her mother wrote her a check, even though I didn't know people still wrote checks. But her mother wrote her a check this week. What was that check for?
Mm,
When
I don't
the
know.
lights or whatever went out or whatever it was.
Oh, I think I missed that part, so I didn't see her mom write a check.
They were sitting next to each other and she wrote her check and she was like,
Mm,
"Thanks, Mama." But I think that's it. I
mm.
don't think I did we miss anything? Because I'm so distracted because of the technical difficulties.
I did wanna talk
Oh, we
about
did miss
Danny
something.
because
Yeah, Danny.
yeah. So I was multitasking, but I think I kinda figured it out because it was what I figured, like, why she was kinda dismissing the guy what's the guy's name that
Tony.
she's with? Tony. When she was kind of dismissing him, and I'm like, "What happened?" Something must have triggered her in therapy, but she did end up saying that that's what happened. Um, but yeah.
I felt her
So
when she was in
mhm,
therapy. I really felt her. I felt when the therapist was digging how it does take you into that little valley that you were in. And I felt
mhm,
that. I really felt that. I don't feel like she, when she was talking about what happened to her in college, I don't feel like she elaborated much because I think that was the biggest thing. But I kind of felt that. I
mhm.
felt her pain because she really played that part well. But I felt the pain that she
Yeah,
was
she did.
experiencing as the therapist was digging, and I was watching the therapist to see what her reactions would be. And she really worked like a real therapist. She really did. She
Yeah.
looked like Viola Davis, doesn't she?
She does.
See,
She
look, I'm just
does.
trying to see her face. They
Yeah.
don't show her face. Like, she's not, we never see her face like head on. Glad she didn't have on that
Mhm.
nurse's outfit this week. But anyway, so Danni, I was really feeling her. I was happy, even on the end, I'm not going to be happy, but I was happy that after Tony asked if he could come over, that, first she said that, she wasn't in the mood for company, blah, blah, blah. And then she turned around and said, yes, I kind of like that.
Mhm.
So that kind of showed her softening up a little bit.
Me
But let me
too.
say this. I'm so tired of her referring to Preston as a white boy or a white guy. Listeners, dear listeners, Preston is not white. Okay?
No, he sure isn't.
He
We
has a
learned
brown
that.
father. He has a brown father.
Mhm.
He's not white. Just wanted to share that. But wait a minute. So now we got to get into Danni and Tony and him having these children.
I know, but before that, I didn't know that her character is from
Yeah. At
Detroit.
the very
So
beginning, they
shout
said at
out
the
to
the
Detroit.
very beginning of like at the
Okay.
first season, they put it out there that she was from Detroit. And I was thinking about it because
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so they all met in college then. Okay. But
Mhm.
something else, I don't want to be negative, but she has a college degree. Everybody else is working in their field. Well, I guess. Never mind. Never mind. Moving on. I
Yeah.
think that is all. I'm looking at my notes. I don't see anything else. Oh, wait a minute. We can finish with Tony and Danni and these children. Did that happen this
Yeah.
episode, or is that going to happen next episode? That's next episode.
It happened at the end. I can't remember if it happened at the end or in the preview, but it's coming up. It's coming next
Okay,
episode either
guys, let me
way.
share this now. We have a listener that put me up on game about Tony having these two children, and I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe he has custody. Because why would it be
Mhm.
so important if they're having their relationship, how they're having their relationship? Because the relationship is close, but in a way it's kind of surface because the only time you see them together is at work or at her house, her apartment. So I don't know, but we'll see what
Yeah.
happens with him, his children, and Danni. So I think that's it on my end.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All
Yep.
right, well, bye, girl.
Bye.